What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at my 1986 Nissan 300ZX. So I bought this car probably about a week ago now. I've wanted a 300ZX for a long time, specifically in '86. I was really glad I was able to find it. I actually had trouble finding it because they're hard to find, especially in '86. There's like a few in PA. Not all of them are even running, so to be able to find one that was running was great. Now, a lot of the other ones that I saw had much better bodies, as in painting wise, but to be honest, this is actually in good condition. Now obviously it needs a paint job, but everything on the body is fine. These haven't even been rolled. These are all original. The fender flares are gone, but they're right there, so I'll be putting those on possibly eventually. I kind of like the looks without it, but everything on the exterior is fine. It could just do with a paint job. T-tops are great. The one leaks on that side right there. The interior is actually pretty good, but I'm going to get into that into a second. So when I originally bought the car last week, we took it for a test drive, and the back left wheel seemed loose, and me and my friend who came with me, we were like, I don't know, it's kind of iffy. It wasn't safe to drive home, but I didn't have a trailer, and I wanted to get it before it went because it's not often that you can find a working one of these. So I just decided to buy it, and my friend drove my truck home and I drove this home. And on the way home, the back left wheel blew out. 2 of the studs snapped and all 5 lug nuts fell off. And that was 5 minutes before we got off the highway to my house. So I had to have a guy come out and tow it. I got charged for it being on the highway, which sucked right after I was 5 minutes from being off the highway. Obviously, I didn't record any of this, but this was the wheel he gave me. Now, it's the original rims. All 4 rims are original, but he plasti dipped it, which I'm not too happy about. Why? It's an original rim. So I started working on getting this off, but at the job I have, we have pressure washers, so I'm eventually gonna pressure wash it once it reopens. I've replaced 2 of the studs. The other 3 were fine. 5 new lug nuts. So I forget what it's called. I don't know if you can see in there too well, but that little piece right there, that circle, that could not, we managed to take that off, but after we put the 2 studs in, it couldn't come off without taking the caliper off. So me and my friend ended up having to take the brake and the caliper off, and I ended up putting the brake and the caliper back on, which I've never done in my life. I literally just learned how to do it, which is part of the reason I got this car, so I can learn to work on cars and learn more about this car. So I basically taught myself right then and there the other day how to put a caliper and a brake on. And then I had to go get a wheel alignment because the wheel was literally had to be turned all the way halfway to the left so that you could just drive straight. And because of that, the front 2 tires were worn down through the tread to the metal. I don't know if you guys know, but there's actually metal in tires. Now these are the 2 that came with it. Now you see that metal, all those rods right there, that's how worn it was. Another 2 original rims, also plasti dipped. Took those tires off, and a guy down the road from me actually has a 300ZX, same year, surprisingly, but it doesn't run at all, the engine's completely shot. I managed to get these 2 spare tires off him, so I replaced the front 2 tires. Obviously I fixed that backside, and I took this wheel off just to see what the caliper and the brakes looked like, but we put it back on, and then I went and I got it aligned 2 days ago. So now it actually drives pretty normally. You know, it's actually working pretty well. And then yesterday I decided to get up under here and I cut the exhaust off. Yeah, that's the pipe. Now it's loud as all get out. It's so loud. I'll start it up here for you guys in a few minutes, but yeah, man, this thing is loud. Me and my friend were jokingly talking about cutting off the cat, but also kind of seriously talking about after I heard it yesterday. No, I'm not cutting off the cat. I'm probably gonna get pulled over just as it is. I'll eventually get an exhaust tip for it. But what I love about this car here is it's over 25 years old. It's a '86, and with cars over 25 years old, you don't need emissions. So technically it's a little loophole because I don't really need an exhaust. Yeah, technically it's illegal. At the same time, I don't have emissions. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop the hood here. Now it is naturally aspirated. I got my Dodge mats in there for now until I buy some actual mats. Now I think this guy replaced these here, these little pistons here. He replaced those so the hood actually doesn't fall down, but I am gonna have to replace the hood latch because that only wants to go up when it wants to. Here's the engine. Yes, it is not a twin turbo. It is naturally aspirated, but my friend actually has a twin turbo engine sitting in his backyard, and there's a chance that I might buy it off him in the future, pull it apart and drop that in there, but that's long term. I also have the plate that goes on top of that. It's in the trunk right now, but I mean, it's all pretty good. The guy who I bought it off took it apart and rebuilt it because it wasn't running. But all the electronics in this work too. The lights work, everything works, man. It's pretty great. When I bought it, the guy actually has the aftermarket stereo in here, which I was gonna do anyway. It kind of sucks that I don't have the original just to have, but hey, I'm not gonna complain. Yeah, it's a 5-speed manual. It's only got 106,148 miles on it. That is a 1, but in the shadow it's not really showing up too well. Everything on the dash works. The fuel gauge kind of reads when it wants to. It didn't actually work when I bought it, and then the more I started driving it, the more it started to work. Although a lot of times it likes to tell me I'm at full, and then it'll say I'm at a quarter tank, and then it'll say I'm somewhere between. So I don't really, she likes to do what she wants. I have the voltage and the oil pressure. The oil pressure does not read. That's something I have to fix. I gotta replace this section of the T-top. This section's fine. Oh yeah, the guy who had this before me actually changed the top. He changed the roof to look like that, and I think that's really cool. But yeah, I mean, that's the inside. I have the center console. I just need to order one more piece for it to snap in. And then here's the back. I got the 2 seats up right now, and then here's the trunk space. Yep, that's the trunk space. I don't really feel like opening the back right now. Then another thing that I have to do is I have to replace the fuel gauge door opener, because when I pull that, it doesn't like to pull. I have to kind of go in here, pull up this little mat here, and then there's the wires that connect that open it up, and I kind of just gotta grab them and pull at them, and I'll pop this bad boy open up here. Annoying thing, I did not realize that the fuel door was on the other side. I've messed up a few times doing that already. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and start her up so you guys can get a good listen, and yeah, that'll about conclude the video of my 1986 Nissan 300ZX. Yep, there she is. That's what she sounds like. That'll about conclude the video. I got a whole list of stuff that I'm gonna be adding in, so the videos with updates are gonna be coming in on this car. So if you guys wanna stay with me and stay tuned on this project, I'll have videos coming out. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next one.